This is where it gets fun. This is where I come alive.
A lot to say. We're just ready to show up, and Jake's in good shape. His mind is very locked in and focused for this. So, we're all looking forward to this. So,
Jake Paul is fully engaged in an intense heavyweight training camp in Miami ahead of his December 19th bout against Anthony Joshua. He has enlisted elite sparring partners to simulate Joshua's size and power while working closely with top coaches. Specialized therapists and advanced training tools are integrated into his regimen to maximize strength, speed, and strategic precision. Each session emphasizes refining technique, boosting endurance, and preparing mentally, ensuring Paul is ready for the toughest challenge of his career and approaching the fight with complete focus and determination.
Complete focus and determination.
Jake Paul's training camp ahead of his fight with Anthony Joshua reflects a level of dedication few can truly grasp. According to his coach, much of the effort and sacrifice Jake invests goes unnoticed. Long hours in the gym, rigorous conditioning routines, and meticulous attention to technique are all part of the grind that fans rarely see. His coach emphasizes that the public often overlooks the preparation required to compete at the highest level, especially against a fighter of Joshua's stature. Jake's commitment is total. Physical exhaustion and mental strain are constants in his daily regimen. Yet, he pushes through each session with determination, demonstrating a seriousness that transcends spectacle.
Realize how much is sacrificed in the camp, and Jake sacrificed a lot to get ready for the last fight on top of releasing the new brand W, and so he needed a break, and so we took a month off, got right back in there, and now we're getting ready for Mike, and we're not as heavy as we were before, which is a plus for us. I didn't want us to go back up, but you can guarantee he's gonna be ready to fight night. I think in the last 6 weeks, you've seen Jake slowly tighten himself up and get himself prepared, and he's really locked in now. So what we've been able to see is Jake evolve into the gladiator. He's slowly evolving into the gladiator that he has become for fight night. About time he finishes the camp and goes through everything he needs to go through, by that night, he'll be fully prepared. His outer shell that he needs to be able to go in there and be the gladiator for the night, he'll have that ready, and that's what you see happening now. That's the process in which we're in now.
Every element of his training is aimed at achieving a singular goal: victory against a proven former champion. Analysts note that Jake's mental preparation is as important as his physical work. He visualizes each scenario, anticipates challenges, and structures his sessions to reinforce confidence while addressing weaknesses. This mental conditioning ensures that he remains composed under pressure and can execute strategies without hesitation when the stakes are highest. Paul's psychological readiness underscores a maturity that has evolved over successive fights, marking him as more than just a social media celebrity turned boxer.
Built for this. Enjoy the process, enjoy the moment. When it's over, I'm gonna be missing these moments.
145.
Sparring partners play a crucial role in Jake Paul's preparation. According to those in his camp, Paul has consistently tested himself against experienced boxers, sometimes defeating them and sending them home to emphasize the difference in skill and determination. The current focus on Anthony Joshua as an opponent represents the first challenge in his training that mirrors the size and power Paul will face in the ring. Sparring partners observe that this is exactly what Jake seeks: an opponent capable of pushing him to his limits, forcing him to adapt and refine his strategies. The sparring process allows him to practice responses under pressure, refine defensive maneuvers, and experiment with offensive combinations that could prove crucial against a heavyweight of Joshua's caliber.
your training with Jake Paul, when that was, how much sparring you did with him.
So training with Jake Paul, I got to understand how he was as a fighter. He was new into the boxings. You know, he was developing at a very quick rate. This guy trained his ass off. Like, we would spar twice a week in the hot ass gym in Puerto Rico. I don't wish that on my worst enemy. Dude, when I tell you Jake was beating up all these professional boxers who was sparring them, it was just one of those like, bro, he was whooping their ass and sending them home. That same night, he told everybody bluntly, I'm sending you, and home. Only person thinks is this guy Anthony. And he was like, the reason why, because this motherfucker's coming here and giving me work that I need. None of y'all is giving me the work y'all need.
Jeff, a respected boxing trainer, highlights the unparalleled intensity of Jake Paul's current camp. He emphasizes that this is not a standard training regimen. Rather, it mirrors preparations typically reserved for Olympic-level athletes. Paul employs cutting-edge equipment, highly specialized conditioning techniques, and personalized coaching that addresses every aspect of performance. The camp is designed to develop not only physical strength, but also speed, endurance, and technical proficiency, providing a comprehensive approach to elite-level boxing preparation. Jeff notes that Paul's regimen enables him to adapt quickly to new challenges and maintain a competitive edge early in the fight. Unlike traditional boxing camps, which may focus heavily on one aspect of performance, this comprehensive approach ensures that Paul is well-rounded and prepared for the multifaceted challenges he will encounter against Joshua. The intensity and sophistication of this environment underscore Paul's commitment to success at the highest level.
Great strength training for explosive power, slamming that ball against the wall and rotating, just like you'd be throwing a hook. You see there, he's caught it, he's pulled it back, turning into it, boom. We also see he's getting in an ice bath here. Now, ice baths is not just good for recovery, helping with the inflammation in your body after what you've been putting it through, but it's also good for the mental side of things. Because when you go in an ice bath, everything in your mind is saying, get out of here, what are you doing? So you've got to get past that part of your mind that's telling you that and push through it. So it's great for your mindset as well. Now, one more thing I just want to add with Jake Paul's training before I give you a recap on it. We always see him training. Look, he's got like a group of people around him. There's cameramen there, there's coaches there, all spurring him on. Now, boxing is normally a very lonely sport. When you're in the gym, it's normally you and your coach. Unless you're dealing with a group of people, it's harder for you to get the one-on-one attention that you need. So when you're fighting as a pro, when I was fighting as a pro, it was often just me and my coach. Sometimes there will be another guy in there as well. Sometimes my dad would come, which really helped push me through the session. But when my friends did ever come, maybe one session here and there, that spurred me on even more to get the most out of us. As we see here, he's got people around him all the time. Cameramen, coaches, friends, strength and conditioning coaches, his boxing coach, and he's just his full team around him who's getting paid. What that does is help the fighter, in this case Jake, get more out of the sessions rather than being there by himself, which I think is great. When I was training for the Olympics, we had that sort of support around us and it was amazing. But when I turned pro, that went out the window because you've got to pay for that support. So now my final thoughts on Jake Paul's boxing training. There isn't anything I can pull apart here. Everything he's doing.
Dan Raphael, a veteran boxing analyst, observes significant growth in Jake Paul's skills since his fight with Tommy Fury. Raphael notes improvements in technique, stamina, and tactical awareness, highlighting that Paul has developed a more nuanced understanding of in-ring dynamics. However, Raphael also cautions that despite these improvements, the scale of the challenge posed by Joshua remains formidable. Paul's progress demonstrates that he is capable of learning and evolving. But analysts emphasize that the upcoming fight will test his ability to integrate these lessons under intense pressure. Raphael's perspective underscores the balance between optimism and realism. While Paul has clearly advanced as a fighter, facing a former unified champion requires flawless execution and strategic thinking. This evaluation reflects a measured appreciation of Paul's efforts and the recognition that professional growth is a continuous process, especially when approaching a fight with historical significance. The Wade Concept host provides a critical analysis of Paul's mindset, cautioning against overconfidence. While self-belief is crucial in combat sports, there's a line where confidence can tip into denial. Analysts warned that Paul may be approaching this threshold, relying too heavily on faith in his abilities rather than confronting the realities posed by Joshua's experience and power. The host stresses that entering the ring with delusion can be dangerous, highlighting the importance of realistic preparation alongside psychological resilience.